There's a difference between being impressive and being able to hold up over time. Most people don't even realize which one they're building.
Pour a cup of clarity, sip a spark of insight. Coffee with Karma, your morning feels just right.
What we admire at first glance isn't always what we trust long term. And in publishing, that gap really matters more than most people think. If your book was meant to carry your credibility forward, then how it's built, how it shows up, matters just as much as what's inside the covers. Hi, my name is Carma Spence, and I help established experts write the right book so that they aren't spinning their wheels and they aren't creating a book that just sits on a shelf and gathers both literal and digital dust. I help them write a book that attracts their ideal clients so that it elevates their authority and drives business growth. If you're watching this video on YouTube, please like this video, comment below, share it with your colleagues, and subscribe to my channel for more good stuff like this. That way, the YouTube algorithm will know that videos from me like this are good for people like you who want to grow their business with books. So today I'm going to be sharing 3 ways that the House of Wax, starring Vincent Price, teaches us about authority. Number 1, authority that relies on surface polish collapses under heat. Yes, those wax figures looked flawless, especially the one of Marie Antoinette. But when the real pressure reveals what they're made of, when the House of Wax starts burning down, their beauty melts. The same happens with a book. If you are just going with flash on your cover so that it looks really, ooh, that may get attention. But if the content doesn't match the cover, you're going to get bad reviews. And if your cover isn't sending the right signals, then it's not going to get enough readers anyway to get reviews. So there's a balance there. You got to have the cover that's polished in the right way. Like I talked about in my last video and the video before, the last 2 videos, you want your book cover to send the right signals, be in the right genre, match your brand, match what your readers expect a book like yours to look like, all at the same time while standing out. Yeah, it's not easy. But if number 1, if you know how to do it, perfect. There's a couple of articles I put links below in the show notes that explain some of the things, and you can do this on your own, or you hire a book cover designer to do it for you because they know these things, and you give them the right brief that says, these are the signals I want to send. This is the genre I'm in, so they know the direction you want to go. Number 2, what impresses at first glance doesn't always survive scrutiny. The museum draws crowds because it looks so real, not because it's real. And when it turns out is a little too real, uh, yes, the display of Jeanne d'Arc looks fantastic. Turns out that's because there's a person under the wax. Of course, you don't want to do that with your book cover. No, 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 no. You want a book cover that not only impresses at first glance, but also signals the substance. So yes, if you're going to have a wax figure, you don't want a human underneath the wax. In fact, actually, you don't want a wax figure on your cover unless you're talking about wax, which maybe you're an expert in wax. Maybe you're an expert. And then you would want a wax figure on your cover. But most of the people I work with are probably not experts in wax. Therefore, you want your cover to look real and be real at the same time. Now, I'm working on something. I've created a couple of AI tools, a couple of GPTs that I'm going to be bundling together in something I'm calling the First Impression Authority Bundle. These two GPTs take the cover that you have or the cover that you want, and they analyze it against best practices and what authority signals. And it gives you really solid advice on how well your book is doing and how you can improve your thumbnail, your cover. They work together from two different angles, and I'm going to be bundling them together for only $29. It should be ready by next week. I'm doing the last bit of testing and putting it all together. If that's of interest to you, please drop bundle below in the comments and I will send you the link once it's ready. I'm pretty darn impressed with the results I've been getting so far with this. It's amazing. I'm excited. I'm excited. So again, if you would like your first impression authority bundle, just drop the word bundle below and I will send you the link once it's ready. Number 3, lasting authority is built for pressure, not applause. Nothing in the House of Wax was designed to endure. They're made out of wax. They were built only to be admired. Now, I know you. If you're watching this, you don't want to just be admired. You want your authority to grow, yes, and admiration plays a piece of that. But you also want actual clients to drive business growth so that you're making money. So you want to build your book cover and your book so that it not only looks authoritative, it is authoritative. Your book cover needs to have a timeless quality to it. And again, the bundle I'm creating will help you do that. But I'm going to give you one action tip to take away from this video today. And that is look at your book the way a skeptic would, not an admirer. And note the first trust question that comes in. By the way, that action tip is what helped me build one of my GPTs. That GPT takes your book cover and runs it through 5 different filters. One of them, the skeptic, and one of them is your dream client. And then there's 3 others. And that gives you a really strong idea of, is your book sending the right signals? Just because a skeptic doesn't like it doesn't mean it's not the right cover. But what the skeptic says can give you clues on how you can make it better. So again, my first impression authority bundle, it's got one GPT that takes your cover and runs it through 5 different filters, the skeptic, the dream client, and 3 others. And the other GPT analyzes it for how it's going to look on Amazon at thumbnail scale. And it also runs it against best practices. And every year I'm going to be adding in new information to it because right now it's built on the best practices that showed up by the end of 2025. Of course, at the end of 2026, I'll run that report again, update the GPT. So as long as you've got it, you've always got whatever's the most current information. So again, if you're interested in that first impression authority bundle, drop bundle below and I will send you the link as soon as it's ready. Whether you get that or not, I hope that the information in this video, and watch the video that shows up here in this corner because that gives you even more information on how to make sure that your cover is sending out the right authority signals. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got value out of it. This is Carma Spence saying, ciao for now.
Bloopers!
If your book is meant to carry your credibility, if your book is meant to, all right. If your book is meant to carry your credibility over time, no, that's not what I wanted to say either. Don't you just love watching these live? Hi, my name is Carma Spence, and I help established experts. Let me try that again so I'm not sounding like Captain Kirk. That way, the YouTube algorithm will get it that I'm awesome. No, that's not really what I want to say.